So in honour of all the guys who do all the analysis and deep thinking on the social web, this is for Jeremiah, for Joe, for Azim, and for Dupes. I'm very fascinated by measuring people's performance online because we do measure people's performance offline. We measure them with a university degree. And if you take someone like Goldman Sachs, they'll say, we'll only interview you if you have a first-class degree. So fair enough, they only want to interview the really clever people, or not necessarily the really clever ones, but the ones that read a lot and work hard. Okay. Now, if you get a first-class degree coming out of university, that lasts forever. Whether you're 22 or 52, you can always say, I've got a first-class degree. You can get a qualification, a diploma, or an HND, or a BTEC something, and the qualification lasts forever. When you go online, it doesn't last forever. It lasts for minutes or days or seconds. So you can have a Klout score, you can have a peer index score, you can have an Empire Avenue share price, you can have an Academy score, no doubt you can have a Google Plus score and a Facebook score and a Twitter score, and on it's going to go. Okay, now what's interesting, I think, with this scoring is, I was at a conference in California, and there was a panel, and there was a lady talking, and she said, well, I don't interview anybody unless they have a Klout score of 50. And I thought, oh my God. If that spreads all over the world, that's like saying I don't interview unless you have a first-class degree. Now, this is a score based on your engagement online. Now, these systems, Peer Index and Klout and Empire Avenue, they're measuring your score across lots of platforms. The Academy score is measuring your score across 23 different platforms. So it's a reasonably good measure of your average engagement across all of these different platforms. So for interviewing people, that's fair enough. If you've got a Klout score of 50 or above, then you know, or Peer Index, whichever one it is, then you know that person is engaged online. Okay, but you don't necessarily know how good they are. But then what I was thinking was, the scoring systems are going to start to break down by town and city and subjects. So who's got the highest Klout score? Who's a specialist in pharmaceutical? Who's in London? Who's an expert in video in Bristol with the highest Klout score? And it's going to start breaking down by town, vertical market, town geography, country, who's the top in a country, who's the top in a city. And then I thought, crumbs, what happens to these scores if they start to spread? What happens if they add all the Peer Index or Klout scores to LinkedIn? And then you look up the interviews or the CVs you want to search or interview for a role. And then you sort them by their Klout score or their social score. And then you say, well, look, we'll just interview the top 3 and we'll ignore those 7. I think, wow. So if these scores were to appear on your Google Plus profile, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, they're on Academy, if they were to start appearing and then people start to sort them by your score, that's like saying, I only interview all the people with a first-class degree. But the first-class degree lasts forever. That score is only there while you're active. I went camping for 10 days, my score dropped 15 points. I go camping for 10 days, I've still got my first-class degree. It doesn't change. So if you disengage from this online social world, if you disconnect from the drugs, the addiction, the attraction, your score goes like that. So that could be quite worrying for a lot of people. And then I think, hey, this is a giant measuring exercise that's going to come to every person, every town, every company, every vertical market, and in real time. And I think, hey, this is a fantastic addiction program. You know, the technology, alcohol thing, because you want to keep your score up. So you want to spend more time online, and you want to be more social and more engaged, and write better tweets and better blogs and post better videos. So you get more engaged, so you get more and more and more and more addicted to keep your score up. And then you have a giant computer game going on amongst all the humans in every vertical market and every town competing with one another. Very, very scary. But scary, coming anyway.